Hazelight's new game, Split Fiction, becomes the highest rated game this year. Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake is officially revealed. And Randy Pitchford is asking Borderlands fans not to be negative. All of that today on the TripleJump Gaming News. Hello, Ben.
Hello, Peter.
How's it going?
Yes, well, thank you. How are you?
Yes, I'm very well, thank you.
Are you excited for the news?
Oh, thank you. That's what I was. There was a pregnant pause. I thought, please say the words. Yes, I'm excited for the news.
Good. I'm so glad. A little bit of a peek behind the curtain. This is the fourth time we're recording the news. We could tell you it from memory. Don't touch it too much.
No, true.
We believe we've established that Peter Austin is a static charge machine and has been shutting down his portable recording device
3 times. That's the only thing we can think of. We've changed everything. Changed the recorder, the card, the battery, and those are the only things you can change, apart from me. So if Ashton came down and did it, it probably would have been fine.
That's it. But you've removed your shoes, which we think might have been a static charge
honestly,
issue.
I've taken the shoes off.
It's really weird. Anyway, we start with some fantastic news, and that is that Hazelight's new game, Split Fiction, has become the highest rated game of the year. It's sitting on a 91 on Metacritic. We love Joseph Fares.
We do.
We love It Takes Two and A Way Out. We love these co-op games. We've been really excited for this one. It follows Zoe and Mio, who are a pair of fiction authors, and one of them writes fantasy, one of them writes sci-fi. Through nefarious means, they get sucked into each other's stories, and they have to work together to escape and save the day. And it sounds like it's bloody brilliant.
That's right. Well, I'll tell you how bloody brilliant it is. It's 91% brilliant with a universal acclaim label on Metacritic, beating Monster Hunter Wilds by 1 point. That's at 90%, and also Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 by 80, which is on 88%. Those are the second and third best games of the year. Split Fiction, number 1. And speaking of 88%, in fact, It Takes Two was an 88% game and labelled generally favourable on Metacritic. And that went on to win Game of the Year, Best Multiplayer Game at various award outlets or organisations. Loads of people gave it loads of awards. So if this is a good indicator of anything, then in theory, Split Fiction should also be winning Game of the Year.
That's how it works.
It's not quite how it works, but I'm sure it'll at least be a nominee.
However, if you enjoyed It Takes Two, you will enjoy Split Fiction 3% more.
Yes.
That is science.
That is how it works.
The top review here from Push Square, who gave it 100 out of 100, said, Split Fictions is Hazelight Studios' best game yet and stands out as one of the most accomplished and fun co-op titles on PS5 to date. Its peerless variety means there's never a dull moment, and all of its different mechanics are consistently well executed.
Eurogamer gave it 100% as well, saying, fantastic from start to finish. Split Fiction is one of the most inventive and joyful co-op games to date, and a testament to the power of human imagination. And that's amongst various 90s from IGN, Games Radar, lots of 5 stars. Nintendo Life, I'm sure if they bothered to review it, would give it 40 out of 40, because that's how they do it, don't they?
Nintendo Life?
Well, I'm just saying, you know...
Famitsu.
Oh, sorry, Famitsu do 40s, don't they?
Yes, they do.
I was just saying, you know... It's
solid 40.
However you grade it, whether it's out of 5 stars, 7 fish, I would give it 7 fish out of 7.
He doesn't give 7 fish to many things,
no.
or in fact anything.
Indeed.
So that's huge.
Yeah.
So excited for that one. Comes out at the end of this week, Thursday, isn't it? It comes out on Thursday at 4 p.m, I believe.
Yes.
Ashton just told us.
Yes.
So yes, we will be streaming it, not this week because it's after we start streaming, which is annoying.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
But soon we will be streaming it on Thursdays on twitch.tv/Team TripleJump. So do join us if you want to go on this crazy adventure alongside us.
We can't wait. But something that a lot of people have not been able to wait for, but have had to because it's been the worst kept secret in gaming, is the Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake, which has now officially been revealed, much to the joy of the loyal fan base that the Birdman has. So after months of speculation, leaks, teases from the official accounts and Tony Hawk himself, we have now finally got a release date, July the 11th, 2025. And it's going to have cross-platform play, available on everything, Xbox Series, Xbox One, PS5, PS4, Nintendo Switch, and PC via Battle.net, Windows, and Steam. Goodness me. Are you excited?
Not really.
No?
No, I was a Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 boy.
I was out of the 4, yeah.
But even then, I haven't really played much of the first remake, so it is what it is. But they have added some additional songs in there. There's some new skaters. There's different editions. You've got the base one that's $49.99. You've got Digital Deluxe and then Collector's Edition. Digital Deluxe raising perhaps some eyebrows though, because it includes some cool stuff, but quite frankly, in our opinion at least, stuff that should definitely just be in the game. So you get the Doomslayer as a skater, as well as Revenant. You get unique outfits and a hoverboard shaped like the Unmaker from Doom, and it features additional songs.
On the Digital Deluxe Edition.
Deluxe Edition, and songs are so important to these games.
Yeah, and so are actually our kind of fun, gimmicky, unlockable skaters as well. So it's kind of a shame that they're also behind a paywall, if you like. I can understand, that they're just a fun addition to have, and the ones that were in the original versions of the game, of course, can't make it along anymore because there will be all sorts of licensing issues. I think it was Pro Skater 3 that had Darth Maul in it, for example. You're not going to see Darth Maul this time. So I understand kind of why the characters are locked behind the Digital Deluxe Edition, but songs, as you say, such an integral part of the game.
Yeah.
And you sort of run out of you go through the playlist over and over again, don't you, when you're playing those games?
Yeah.
So to shorten it and charge you to have a longer one is not great.
Now, some people might say, but Ben and Peter, you can just turn down the volume in-game and then open the Spotify app and just play whatever you want. And to that I say, Patooey, Spotify will not be around forever, but Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake will.
Yeah.
And when Spotify, when the land is dust and all that stands is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 and 4 remake, then who's laughing? No one. No one's laughing.
Have your one other survivor friend who's holed up in the shopping mall with you, doing that.
And so that we're okay. Additionally, people are a little concerned that there's been sort of ambiguous language directed towards Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 4's career mode and how that works, because 1 to 3 had the classic 2-minute drop into a skate park and you got the time limit to go and do objectives, things like that.
Yeah.
4 did away with that, gave you bigger maps. You were able to explore it at your own leisure with no time limit. You could talk to NPCs and they would give you objectives to do and things like that. Not really been addressed in any of the marketing or any of the product descriptions so far.
No, I think there is the word career or career mode is briefly mentioned in one of the product descriptions, but I think possibly on the PlayStation listing and maybe on other storefronts as well. But in terms of what is being touted the most by Activision themselves, saying more skaters, new parks, gnarlier tracks, eardrum-shattering music, plus a whole lot more. There's no mention of career mode in there, and I think it's kind of conspicuous by its absence.
Yeah.
If the career mode was in there, surely there would be something somewhere. And the career mode you love, plus some additional missions or whatever, Yeah. And the fact they're not talking about it and that it only gets a tiny bit of lip service on some product descriptions, it might not be there in its true form.
Yes, considering that they built this remake engine to support 1 and 2, which is a 2-minute timer style thing, and 3 is the same, they might just have gone, oh, well, maybe we just retrofit 4 into that style as well, because it's going to take a lot of additional work to make it in the style of 4, but then obviously, naturally, you would argue, then it's not 4, is it? Because you've taken that away. Some people rightfully pointing out that if there is a 2-minute timer in place, and they recreate the maps faithfully, you literally can't get from one side to the other in certain times. Some of the challenges will not carry over. It's also worth bearing in mind that it doesn't say in this copy here, but I believe Vicarious Visions, who were the developer of the first game, are not back for this one. Rather, it's Iron Galaxy, who I think, citation needed, did the PC port. Now, obviously, nothing against Iron Galaxy, but that is another thing to remember here, that perhaps the original devs not being involved could be part of the reason why 4 might be truncated in some manner. Yeah,
it'll be quite telling if in 4 it is time limit based and they've given you 3 minutes or 4 minutes because the maps are bigger.
They've just upped it,
Well, you're kind of just admitting that you've had to slightly tweak it to make the old system work in these new maps. You've kind of shown your hand there.
Hopefully not, though. Hopefully it's going to be great.
There. Yeah.
People are, 3 and 4 still just monumental games. Back in the day. I think Pushgar actually described it as such, like it was you had to be their moment, but they were the Call of Duty of their day. Like each release, skate fever gripped the world, and these games were massive. So it's nice to see them brought back.
Yeah, and if it does particularly well, then maybe we will finally see a new entry into the franchise. That would be really nice.
Yeah. How's your recorder doing, Peter?
It's on 11 minutes.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Let's continue. Randy Pitchford.
Yes.
He's asked Borderlands fans not to be negative.
Oh, okay. Well, that sounds like, good advice. Don't be negative online. But what's the surrounding context of this?
You want some context? Okay, so he said, want the best for Borderlands? Pitchford said on Twitter, root for us and cheer us on.
Okay.
Also okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Right.
Pitchford's request comes after Gothalion, audience director for publisher Midwest Games, wondered in another Twitter post why Pitchford muted a fan for expressing mild takes about Borderlands 4 looking too much like Borderlands 3 in February. At the time, Pitchford said that he didn't need this energy, ... as the team and I bust our ass to make BL4 the best Borderlands game yet. Now, to Gothalion, Pitchford says that he didn't see any critique in the fans' original message. I just saw flippy negativity that was demotivating. So, again, I think generally, that's all right.
Yeah.
Randy doesn't have to sit there and, even if it was valid criticism, which, I mean, it does look a lot like 3, to be fair. Even if it was valid criticism, he doesn't have to look at that if he doesn't want to. I mean, the argument could be made, just log off Twitter.
Yeah.
But also, he's allowed to use Twitter. And if people are tweeting him negative things, quite frankly, that's what the mute button is for.
Yeah.
That's perfectly okay. I think the issue stems from the fact that he won't stop talking about muting or blocking people.
No, he's still talking about this particular situation a month later. In fact, he said a bit more than what we've read there. He also said, if you take a developer's passion for granted, we'll all pay the price. I love criticism, and thankfully, I have never been in short supply.
Yeah.
Don't gaslight me on his post. It wasn't criticism, it was pessimism. It's toxic for people killing themselves for your entertainment, so flip that noise. That's just for this one recent example, but also, several months ago, he crashed out on Twitter after blocking lots of people who didn't like the Borderlands movie, saying, yesterday, I blocked a bunch of truly nasty accounts, but in the process, I've accidentally blocked at least 3 good accounts, including at least one person I like and have actually met in person. I'm so sorry. Sincerely. If I mistakenly blocked you, no excuses, let me know. I don't know how you let him know if he's blocked you. And he continued, except for that Paul Tassi guy. It was pointed out to me that I blocked him too. So far, I think I accidentally blocked 3 people, but not Paul Tassi. I thought he was being a dick, so I blocked him on purpose. I unblocked him, but I might block him again. ... something.
Yeah, so
it's the running commentary of what he's doing.
He's very
block who you like. But
your mum on Facebook.
Yes.
Obviously, that's the whole point of that system. Just because he's a public figure and he's making something that people are really passionate and excited for, doesn't mean that he has to sit there and take abuse. And even if it's not abuse, even if something he just woke up on the wrong side of the bed of bed that day.
Yeah.
And someone just said something that even if it wasn't how that person intended, he took it the wrong way and was just like, you know what? I don't have to look at this.
Yeah.
And he mutes them. That's fine. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But Randy Pitchford, though, he conducts himself publicly in a manner that makes it hard to be sympathetic sometimes.
I think there's at Borderlands HQ, Gearbox building, I think there's a break glass in case of Randy tweeting.
I hope they've
thing on the
got
wall.
whoever replaces those glass cases on retainer, because that's a lot.
Because whenever he jumps online, it's always bad for Gearbox, generally speaking anyway. He fairly recently talked about the fact that the proper Borderlands 4 trailer was going to be shown, and then immediately followed up with, oh, whoops, I'm hearing that maybe I shouldn't have said that. Oh well, I've said it now, and I'm excited about it. And then I think continued to tweet about it. I think there were like a couple of replies in the thread where he was still talking about the trailer, saying, we're making it now and it's great. And maybe that was just a PR thing, and they thought, let's make it look like he's accidentally rubbed it, and we'll get people excited. But maybe it was him just speaking when he shouldn't have been speaking, again, on social media.
He does cause a lot of issues for everyone else at Gearbox.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have to put up with
No.
things. He doesn't have to put up with stuff. And hopefully Borderlands 4 will be great. Borderlands 4 will be more Borderlands, and I think that's all the Borderlands fans have come to expect. And quite frankly, as a Borderlands fan, I'm okay with that. Just give me more Borderlands. I'm ready for more. But yeah, let's not pretend it's going to be. It's going to set the world on fire. I don't. We've been conditioned to not expect that now by the last few Gearbox games, unfortunately. So
yeah.
Anyway,
but how about you? Are you excited for the new Borderlands? Are you excited for? I nearly said It Takes Two, but it's called Split Fiction. Are you excited for Split Fiction? Let us know in the comments below, and stick with us for more news on the channel and on our podcast on the weekend as well, where we might talk about some of these stories in more detail. Yeah. All right then. We'll see you soon.
bye.
Bye.